Let's bring it. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. All right. Gotta do some checks here real quick. And we'll see on the YouTube side. That's up right now. Nothing there. Now we're there. Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay. Once again, I'm going to start right off the bat. There's no need to me to start a stream and go walking off through whatever. Wait for about 5 minutes before they just sit there and look at the screen and just look and look and look. All right. We're just going to get ready started. Here is you see the title of the topic, my thoughts on stream panels. This is for live streaming and panels. Some can be very informative. You can learn something from other people on ideas and that. How you doing? How you doing, Rideshare Road Warrior Rick? How you doing there? And like I said, I've been on a couple panels myself, and I've been on. It's not like a shit show that they called it. Sorry about the language there. But the panels I get involved is basically it's very informative. We share ideas and opinions, and we're not really screaming over each other. And the host is always in some form of control in case someone said the wrong word or something like that. They'll just say, "Hey, I'm going to mute you for a little bit," and all that stuff. There's some panels that has a nice conversation. You can learn something and have ideas and that. But then there's panels that is a full-blown battle royal where basically people are screaming on top of each other and that. And of course, there is a terms of service just because when you're using like StreamYard or Zoom, wherever, you can have a panel together. The host, let's say if I had a panel right now, me, the host, has to be responsible for what the guest comes on and says. And if the guest gets out of hand or make threats and that, I have to mute. Okay, it's Rick Nelson. Yep. All right. As a guest, as a host, I have hosted 1 or 2 panels myself since I've been using StreamYards. Even as a host, I am responsible for what my guest says out of their mouth. And it basically is if they said something that is not agreeable, I have to mute them, let them know why they're muted until they come back and do an apology of what they said and how they said it. And that only the host is responsible for what they say on their panels. Also keeps the guests in line, basically. So, and sometimes it could be those type of panels could be a snooze fest. Yes, I can understand it can be a snooze fest. People want to see the drama, they want to see the arguments, they want to see the fighting, and all that stuff. Reason you're seeing all this is because mainly one thing. When the host gets done with their live stream, they tend to delete their videos. They take down their live streams, and so they have no proof. So now all of a sudden you have allegations and people accusing each other. And when they come back in live stream, that's where you get the shit show going on. You said there's in the last, we didn't do a live stream. And they say, oh, BS. I got your live stream recorded. A lot of people are recording other people's live streams for proof. For proof and evidence where certain things were said. So there's much doing that. I think it's not far enough unless the creator didn't feel like there was too much swearing, too much cussing. They maybe take the video down, but then realize you have to admit that video did exist. Basically admit it if someone's already recorded it and talking about it, and just want to say, hey, I want an apology from this person on this live stream. But you say, but the host says the whole live stream don't exist because I never made a live stream. Go in denial. I heard many hosts goes in denial and someone says, "Well, I recorded your whole live stream. And they'll even actually play that live stream, just to get the point across and that. And this is how they get the whole argument going. You get people fighting and all that stuff. So, and of course, I had a laugh last night where someone or accusing somebody for dirty deleting their live streams, and it turns out to be that he himself had dirty deleted 8 of his last 10 live streams, basically. So you can't accuse somebody of deleting a video that they just did or a live stream they just did when you do the same yourself and that. So the only time I'll take down a video if I get a notification from YouTube about the terms of if there was a violation of some kind, then it gives me a reasonable amount of time to remove the video and I don't get a strike on the channel. If I don't remove it in a reasonable amount of time, YouTube will take it down and you will get a strike on your channel. And that, hey, 167 Scott, how you doing? And that. So it's like I said, when you host a panel, let's say if I put a link up and we go over with a panel, and it's my responsibility as a host to make sure that everybody is respectful for each other and say your opinions and state your opinions and all that stuff without screaming and yelling. And of course, I have seen a couple live streams. It was nice and cordial, no screaming and yelling until they got a certain person on the panel. They bring in another person. It was like it's almost like nitroglycerin, just waiting for a certain thing to set it off. It's like a stick of dynamite waiting for somebody to light it. And that. Hi, Brandon. How you doing? So that's what I have seen that where they just had a nice, cordial conversation. All of a sudden, XYZ shows up, and all of a sudden, now we got a full-blown fight on our hands. Basically, that's what it turns out to be, a full-blown argument. Then when there's a threat being made from a guest to another guest, or to a host, it's up to that host to either mute that person, automatically mute that person, tell them the rules, the situation, tell them where he went wrong, and force an apology. If they don't get an apology when they come back, you just boot them off the panel and you make sure they stay off the panel and that. I have seen one guy got booted off the panel because he said the magic words. And for some reason, the host allowed that person back on the panel and does it again. So they got booted off. It's the host's responsibility to make sure that, because it is your content you're posting, that you're doing on live stream, that you're responsible for what you say, for what you say, and you're responsible for what the guest says. Now, when I make my opinions on something, I try to be as much respectful as possible, which is not easy to do. I may have violated maybe a few terms of service, but usually it's something that will possibly YouTube will overlook. Usually YouTube overlooks a lot of stuff, basically, but they're just looking for the really 100% blatant stuff, basically. It had to be 100% blatant, not like a slip of a tongue. They don't punish channels in case of a slip of a tongue and that. So if I have, let's say, if I have an issue with the big mouth of the Northwest, we know who it is. I talked about yesterday. Basically, I'm hoping. I noticed last night he got about $200 in super chat. I wonder today he will throw them under the bus. Then you got the fat man in the can. Everybody knows who in that area, Elvis Travels, which he's not going away. He's not on YouTube, but for some reason he's not going away. He's still bent out of shape with the Rosie situation, and Rosie's about the same thing. But Rosie has not been talking about him any way, shape, or form the last couple weeks, which is good because you want to make him an afterthought. but until Dave brought him on. Dave the Fisherman, basically LCD brought him back on, and that. All you talk about is Bergs. You're just a Bergs fanboy. No, I'm not a Bergs fanboy. I just do not like how I just do not like how he presents his channel, how he demeans people, and he throws his donors under the bus. Elvis is basically the same way. That's how he learned it. They're two peas in the pods. They're like twins separated at birth or something like that. That's basically what it is. Basically, and Elvis is his own worst enemy. Usually, when channels comes on with attacking their audience, basically comes on attacking their audience and makes insults to their audience members or subscribers or viewers. You know, you don't have to sit there and take it all the time. You know, you can always unsub and just don't watch the video. Or what some people will try to do is basically they'll flag the video because they do have the right to flag the video and timestamp the threats, the insults, and all that stuff. I mean, the real threats, basically. So that's basically is it. You know, Bergs last night, I probably just watched long enough that he got a couple $100 donation last night through Norm F again, and it'll probably take him about another. Bergs, if you predict him, probably within 2 to 3 days, he'll throw Norm F under the bus, basically, and he'll start throwing calls. You can't even come close to their sub counts. I'm not worried about my sub counts at all. I'm not worried about my sub counts at all. I'm not worried about the view counts. I mean, if the views on a live stream happens, it happens. But I'm not here to worry about subscriber counts and that, because it's, to me, I like the channel to be slow grown in a way. Of course, I did get a lot of subscribers through Rosie O'Kelly. Had someone, I think Cajun Kevin kind of helped promote one of my videos. That's how I was able to get a view counts in that, basically. But most of the views basically is when someone does a good panel, basically nice conversation. They get about 150 to 200 views, which is good. Congratulations on them. Not jealous any one bit at all, because I'm one of those people that I like to worry about my own content. You know, just worry about what you do and how you contact, how you reach out. Right now, I only got 7 people watching. Am I proud? Am I happy with it? Yes, I'm happy with it. That's more views. That's more people signing in now than I did yesterday at this time yesterday. So I'm happy with these numbers. You got to be happy with your numbers. I'm not worried about who has what numbers, who's on now, and all that stuff. I know I go live once in a while when someone else is live, basically. And as soon as I sign off, someone will go on live themselves and maybe contradict what I said or criticize what I said, which is good for them, because at least if it's an honest opinion on them, they will have that honest opinion. So basically that's it. And that. So hang on a second here. I said there's a lot of channels I come across that has panels, and some host does a very good job in controlling the emotions of their panels, which it should be. I have been on panels myself where basically we had a nice civil conversation. We talk about a subject, or just have our opinions. We didn't scream and holler or make threats or threaten to do this, threaten to do that. To me, we had a nice civil conversation. Didn't bring a whole lot of views on those channels. I think last panel I was on, it was myself and 3 other people. We were on one little panel, and just out of curiosity, I kind of watched to see what the view count was on that channel, which was hardly nobody was watching, but they do watch the replays and that. So that's where you want to leave your video up and have a replay going and that. And basically, we wasn't worried about numbers. We didn't bring up the numbers or something like that. Why other channels, like Bergs does, he's more worried about the numbers, and he thinks someone has this many subscribers with so little view counts. He thinks something is shady there, but he's so clueless. I came across a channel that did a live stream that had almost 10,000 subscribers, but their live stream only garnished less views than I have right now. Amazing. And that's how that works out. I don't know. It's probably just bad timing, or maybe his audience is not that loyal, basically, in that. So even on my main channel, we have like almost hitting on the door of hitting over 1,470 subscribers, but our average videos will garnish about 80 views, maybe more if lucky, if we have a right edited video in that. It all depends what our audience is in the mood for. And of course, I've always been, if I get one person to watch a video, hey, I'm already a winner. If I get one person to just watch the video, just have one person watch the video, I'll be happy with it and that. So, but then you gotta work harder in that. But I think occasionally having a nice live stream, nice panel, and if anything like that could happen, let me go up and put a link on in case someone wants to come on and say their opinions, but just say your opinions on a panel. Just keep it to that opinion if we can. Like I said, I do, as a host, I do set the rules. So if anybody wants to chime in, there's the link right there. Like I said, don't know how long I'll be on. Basically, I like to be on for an hour if I can, if all possible. As soon as I see somebody in my little waiting room, I'll pop them in. Remember, you don't have to have a webcam. If you don't want to be seen, you can have your camera off like this. As always works like that. So yep, I gotta work on getting me an image there because I upgraded my StreamYard. Sorry, I actually muted the mic, basically. So I'll just put the camera back on so you see my ugly mush. Yeah, and that. So yeah, it's just the panels. They can be fun. They can be entertaining, but when it's basically I get turned off if there's like a lot of screaming and yelling. Then there's threats. All of a sudden, you don't realize that there's a threat being made, and the host don't catch it. And here's another thing: is I got a beef of a couple channels where literally the host just walks away, do their thing, and let the panel do what they may, and nobody's in control of the host is not in control because he or she is off doing something else. Why the panel is having a full-blown riot, insulting, doxing each other, everything that's against YouTube terms of service, and maybe it's streaming service terms of service violations. Who knows what goes on out there? So as a host, if the host needs to end the stream for any reason, just say, hey, I'm going to end the stream right now. Give me about 20, 30 minutes. I'll come back on later. We'll start over. And that I have seen occasions that. So say if the host has to run to the bathroom real quick or have to go answer the door or something like that. Have to do something right away and all that stuff. Hi, Carla Unplugged. How you doing? And that. So kind of crappy Saturday we're having here where I live. And it's just overcast and chilly and that. So, and we're getting ready for Christmas and that. So we're good to go. And here's another thing is this. I have a beef with hosts gets mad with other subscribers, gets mad at their subscribers for going on or being seen in on other panels and and other streams. Okay, my rule is if you're on somebody else's stream or side chat, uh, I got no beef against it because it's your choice. It's your choice. If you come on to this, it's your choice. If you go on to somebody else's panel or somebody else's live stream, and let's say if I catch you over there, I'm not gonna get mad because to me, you have a right to watch who you want to watch. Doesn't matter how big the numbers are or how little the numbers are, just that you are watching, you're engaging, and you're basically commenting on the side chat there, and well, I'm good. I'm all happy with it because I don't like controlling. I don't really like to throw my subscribers and viewers under the bus. Only time I have issues, and this is probably the only time I'm going to say this. I'll probably say it maybe a couple times, is when I upload a video and or even let's say a video on let's say if I upload a video on the main channel, or if I upload an edit video, or just do another live show where somebody just got butt hurt and they decided to throw themselves on the bus. That's their prerogative. That's their choice, basically. And like I said yesterday, there's some channels will do a live stream. Some people will get so butthurt they will unsub. Last night I had a couple people lost subs, and I said, I'm in this. I know this YouTube game too well. We will all gain subs. We all lose subs. There's one day we'll have like one live stream. I had as many as on one live stream, on this live stream, or on this channel. I had as many as close to almost 30 people on this live stream at one time. I have to go back and check my analytics to see where I peaked out at for that live stream. Basically, YouTube has those analytics. But on my main channel, even when I do my average number on my main channel, when I do a live stream, it's usually around 10 to be good for my channel. But when I was involved in the march, the protest march back in June, for my channel, I topped out at 204 people watch. I topped out at 204 people watching that channel without Angie trying to tell me somewhere during that march, I noticed that there was a $ and a number in that chat. And I said, wow, I didn't, and that whole live stream, I didn't, I just did a live stream on the march. I was doing what I was doing, just taking advantage of the opportunity, I guess. Most YouTubers are opportunists, we all have to admit that. We're all opportunists. But even in that live stream, I have to be responsible of the content that I'm putting out, even in that march, even if it was not a panel. But I think I did not notice in my super chat. I didn't notice I had my super chat going. I thought I demonetized it, but I left it monetized. And about halfway through the march, I ended up like $20 in super chat. But then there's Angie trying to text me, check PayPal. And I say, why am I checking PayPal for? I got nobody's not going to donate in PayPal. I was told, I saw in the side chat, when it finally popped up, somebody made a challenge, and they had to pay up. Basically, they put in $25, and they said, if this channel hits over 200 people, I'll put in another 50. Wow, I didn't expect it, but I did say I did appreciate what they did. But like I said, I wasn't in it. I was surprised they done it. I really did not want them to do it, but they did it anyway. But it was their money. They can do what they want with it, and that was on the main channel. This channel does not have a PayPal link in that, so in that. I'm back to watching the Tennessee football game, Chuck. One of these days, I'm going to hit that link to see what happens. Good stream, see you. All right, we'll see you later. 1667 Scott, thank you for chiming in and that. So, yeah. So, being on a panel myself, was just limited to a couple channels, and I did host a panel myself on the main on my main channel. I think as many as 4 people. No, I think I had a couple people on my main channel, and some just trying to try it out, see how it works, and that was just pretty good. And I'm planning to go live on our main channel on Christmas Day. I don't think I'll go live on Chuck Chats here. I'm just going to go on my main channel. Basically, it's the Angie and Chuck Show. We are going to plan to go live at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on the main channel. You guys are invited to come on over on Christmas Day. It's the Angie and Chuck Show. Come on over and that. So let me put that link up to that YouTube channel. Let's do that real quick here. So I'll just do that. Oops, I don't want to do that. I want to go right here, and I think this is the link right here. I'll post it up right now. We invite you to check out our Angie and Chuck Show channel. It's our daily life channel. If you're new, check out our other channel right there. Is that link? It's the Angie and Chuck Show channel. Check it out. And we do daily lives on our channel. We do have some fantastic trips. We do some live streams there. You can check out all our past live streams and that. So that's always good to check out. So feel free to check that out. If you like the content, we ask you. What I like to do is when I check our channels out, I'll watch about 10 or 12 videos. And if I do really like their content, I will hit them for a sub. That's the only way I'll do. I'll hit them for a sub. But I got to watch a few videos. If I really like the content, I'll sub to that channel. But I don't believe the sub for sub. Actually, YouTube frowns on the sub for sub. So don't even bother to ask for a sub. If you sub to me, don't bother to ask about sub right back, because that's considered a sub for sub. And half these people don't claim that they sub to you, found out they never did anyway. So yeah, it's not a good way to build channels and that. But we'll have a subject. That was another subject on another day. Channel building. The good, the bad, and the downright jealous and that. So. Am I jealous on people who has more subs than me? No. Come on, get real. I'm not even on this almost all the time, to tell you the truth. Basically, even right now. Right now I'm at 175 subscribers. I remember before I started this Elvis thing with a couple of Elvis videos, I went from 60. I gained like 100 and I gained like 110 subscribers during this whole time period since I started being a little more consistent, somewhat consistent. I don't know on that. So right now, I just digress again. I digress a lot here on this channel. So, and that. All right. What channels do I recommend? Excuse me for a second here. I'm going to mute myself here real quick. Sorry about that. I just had to do that real quick. Yeah, I got bad sinuses. I've always had them for my life, all my life. And that. What do I recommend for channels for panels? I would say check someone that's not in the Boyd community. Basically, they're all going to end up arguing and fighting anyway here in Boyd. Here they go on the bottom of YouTube and that. So I would say the best one that had even a small panel because it was a civil conversation. I've always been like, uh, it's Colleen Aloha, and they had another subscriber named Ace, Space Ace, or something like that. And they usually have a small panel, two people just have a little opinion with each other. That's pretty small. But if you keep it around small, uh, you know, your host and five other people, keep it small. Those panels can be okay because it's more civil. But when you get like up to 10, it becomes a shit show, basically. So, yeah. Uh, but usually, if it's a good conversation between the host, guest, and what the subject may be, could be anything. Could be talking about a debacle of a football game where maybe the refs screwed up big time, basically, or maybe have a civil political debate over this COVID-19. That could be a good conversation, but you gotta be careful of don't press the facts if you can't back them up in that. So what am I going to be doing tonight? Am I going to be watching any panels tonight? Um, I might stop and watch. I don't usually chime in on panels. I just sit back and I watch. If it's going to be an argument, I try not to get involved in a way. You know, I'm like one of those people. I'll watch it, but if it doesn't involve an issue that it may be in my passion, then I try not to get involved. But I do get involved. I will just stop in and say hi once in a while on some channels and that. So it's good. Just come in and say hi and that. So that's pretty good once in a while. But I like to see the hosts on those channels just to be more in control of their audience, of their not just in the people in the side chat. You know, like I said, YouTube does hold the creators responsible on a lot of stuff, which is unfairly. It's the way it is. It always will be like that. Where someone can come on the side chat, will talk crap, make threats, and it's us to us. As when I got mods, they have to remove them if the mods is on. I'm at to mod up a few people more, or just something like that. The ones I can trust, or something like that. It's all about trust. There's one thing you do not want is a rogue mod and that. And I don't know how the rogue mod works, but hey, sometimes they have a rogue mod. Sometimes if you limit mods, it's probably best. It's best you do limit your mods anyway, and that. So, but I have to go down the list, see who recently got banned by some of my people anyway. So I don't want to end up losing half my subscribers because they got banned. So I'll go on my little list later today and check it out. Basically. So yeah. Okay. Like I said, we're probably gonna wrap this up because I'm just gonna end up babbling on other stuff. Basically, but yeah. Like I said, if I'm gonna host a panel, I gotta be in 100% in control. Just don't let people just come on and make crazy allegations. I might maybe do a live stream to let you guys vent if you want. Feel like a vent. I might just open up the floor and let you guys vent a little bit if you want to vent on something. I might do that one of these days. I might do that after the New Year's. Let's just maybe I'll make a day for a couple hours to let some of you guys vent on your whatever creator it is. If you want to vent against me, you can have at it. But if you want to vent on somebody, we'll probably allow you to do it, but be respectful of how you're going to do it, because if you're going to do it live, and if I get to a point, if it's to the whole point that now you're not being totally respectful or just flat out insulting, you get booted off too. So it's you want to be an honest opinion, but you just don't want to cross that line, and that there's that fine line that you can't cross anyway, and that. So, oh, I'm going to be somewhat busy in coming up to New Year's to see what happens. I'll probably talk about it on a later show and that. So if you guys want to put down in the comments down below on either in the side chat if I'm still here, or down below, can you, if you want to name a channel that wish they had more control of their panel, just put it down in the side chat right now. Or if you watch this on a delay, put it down in the comments down below. Basically, who should have better control on their panels on all the channels you watch? I don't watch them all, but there is a couple channels I'm thinking that they should have a little bit more control over their guests, because the creator is responsible for what their guest says. In a way, that's how YouTube works. Basically, it's always the creator's fault on something that goes up, and that. So even when you're using StreamYards, you're using their policies, but it goes on YouTube. It falls on YouTube policies there too. So it's the way it works, I guess. Life is not fair. But hey, sometimes our opinions sometimes we have a nice, honest opinion. Sometimes we go a little too far with, the threats and that. It's mostly the threats that I'm more concerned about. Basically, when someone starts making threats and the host doesn't do nothing about it, basically, that's where the host needs to step in. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's a few channels out there. We'll go on another live stream. We'll go on. We'll make the threats. The insults is one thing, but when you make threats, it's another. And the host needs to step in and say, you're off the panel. This is disrespectful. We do not allow threats here. You're gone. And basically, you're gone. Basically, and that's it. I've seen many channels with threats, and I don't like to see threats being made on somebody. You don't want to make no threats to anybody. Doesn't matter how mad you can be mad at the person, to somebody on that panel, or even I could be upset with, I have my honest opinions on other people here on YouTube, but I'm not going to be I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to get mad to make threats. No. Unless they make threats to me, then, I have a right to come back and not really make threats, but say, hey, this is going to my attorney. This is going to go to a judge or stuff like that. The attorney's issues. It's something that's another subject. Probably somebody has talked about it already when it comes to that issue. Threats and attorneys, basically, and that. So, but yeah, the host needs the host of any panel needs to be in 100% control of their panel. They need to supervise their panel more, and just to control the emotions of the panel. Yeah, it can be a drama fest. It can be a complete shit show. It could be a complete train wreck. It could be a big battle royal, big fight. But the host is responsible of what can be allowed on and said, or if they detected any threats to each other, the host needs to step in and get the people who the jets down and get it more back to a civil conversation and that. So we'll just put it like that. All right, we're just going to wrap it up. I got an early night tonight. Well, I don't know. I'm going to be on later tonight, possibly. I don't know. It all depends what I'm in the mood for. So we're going to head on out of here. So please like, share, subscribe. Don't forget the subscribe button, notification bell, and maybe on the next video I'll talk about. Don't worry about view counts, or don't worry about what other people does on their channel. Just kind of go and watch the stuff and just watch this stuff. But view counts, like I said, I'm not worried about view counts because otherwise it's not worth being jealous. It's just adding more stress to you. I'll talk about that on a later date. All right, we'll see you guys later.